Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we are going to do Melina's Scrap Buster Challenge this morning. But before we do that, I need to say thank you to a few people. These are some people that are donating to our channel through Buy Me a Coffee, and that link is below if you want to check it out just to see what it's all about. No pressure, you don't have to donate if you don't want to. These are just people that are helping support our channel, and we so much appreciate it. Lana, Robin, Vicky, Linda, Holiday Lori 50, Poppy's Patch, Mary Lou, Denise, Ellen, Joyce, Diane, and Sharon. Thank you guys so much for your support. We appreciate it more than you will ever know. Alright, since we've got a bunch of scraps here, let's go ahead and get into the Scrap Buster Challenge. We always need to use up some scraps, don't we? Now what she made was some banners. She mass made some banners, so that's what we're going to do. I'm just trying to find a piece that I want to use for the back. And that looks like a pretty good piece right there. It's going to be a little bit big, so we'll cut it off. These are real easy to make, and they look super good in your journals. So, alright, we'll start with that one. We'll probably do quite a bit of cutting because I have not prepared anything ahead of time. This is one of those that you just grab your scraps and you go to town. Now don't crease it, just fold it up enough that you can hold the edges. And then you just want to cut like that to make a banner shape. So. Alright, so there's our backer, or our back piece, and I think she described it as you need a back piece in order to make it a little bit more stable. So that is the one that we're going to use on the back. Now I'm probably going to use some of my blues so that we can be using that in our new journal that we're making, the blue journal. So, and you want to make them different heights and different widths. So this one I'm just going to cut a little bit, and I'll probably use both pieces of this one. I thought that would look good on the top of that. So again, now this is scrapbook paper. Of course it's thicker. I start to say thinner. It's thicker, not thinner, than regular paper. But if you don't crease it, so you can fold it back out just fine. So I think I want to put that one there. Then let's grab something else, and you can use the book pages, music page, use what you have in your stash. That's what this is all about, is scrap busting. Let's see, I'm just going to cut this piece down to fit. Oh, let's see, I want to make this one a little bit longer, I think. So we'll go with this one like this. And if you cut them that are, you know, and they're a little bit too long, you can always shorten them. That doesn't matter. So that one I might make a little shorter. Let's see. I think I want them that way. Yeah, we want this one a little shorter. And I'm not going to worry about putting it back in my trimmer. I'm just going to cut it off. There we go. You don't want them the same length. You want different lengths on them. There we go. And then we need, I want one in the middle just to be kind of a focal point, maybe. Or will we do 3? I don't know. Let's ink these up and look at them. We might just do 3 on this one. I don't want to cover up too much of this because I like this flower. Now you don't have to ink yours. That's not one of the challenges. If you don't ink, don't worry about it. Just put yours together. Okay. Let's see. So if we put that one there, and then that one there. Yeah, I think I want just a little tiny one right there, but I don't want very much of anything. I just want it to be a small little piece right there of something. see what we've got hanging out over here. I just use this little piece. Let's see what it looks like there. If we don't use it on this one, we can always use it on the next one. No, I really don't want it on there. I want the rose to show and the lady to show, so I think that's how we're going to put it right there. We may put a little label or something on there. So let's go ahead and glue these together just so that we can see what we want to put on the front. Just so that we can see what we want to put on the front, if anything. And if all you have is digitals, then use your digitals. Don't worry about having to have, you don't have to have scrapbook paper. That's not what this is all about. This is about using up your scraps. I just happen to have some scrapbook paper laying right here, and so that's what I'm using on this one, but I may use something completely different on another one. So I have just a little pile of small trim here, so that's what we're gonna pull from to put across the top. I want something a little bit whiter than that. Yeah, we'll put that one on there. That one shows up a little bit better. So what are you guys up to today? What is everybody doing on this Saturday morning? Yes, I am filming on the day that I'm putting this up. I have not got any videos ahead right now since I was not feeling well. All of my videos that I had ahead kind of got used up. So maybe next week I can get ahead again, hopefully. If not, oh well, we'll just film on the day that we put it up. It makes it a little bit harder for me, and a little bit, you know, I have to do things pretty quick, but sometimes it's just got to be that way. I'm going to put some bling on this one. Sometimes life happens and you just got to do what you got to do. Yeah, we're going to put some bling on that. Oh my goodness, look at my glue. Come on, glue, why are you doing that to me today? He probably needs cleaned off, that's the reason. All right, let me give him a, maybe he's got a cold. He's got some sinus drippage going there. Give him a little clean. Okay, all right. That is one, and I think, let's see, this is the way, let me grab a journal. This is the way she was showing that you could put it in there. You could put it at the top of the page and just glue it right at the top, and you could have a tuck here and a tuck up this way. Or if you want to, you can make them and put them this way and have a tuck. Put it up like this, or you can clip them on, whichever way that you want. I would probably put that at the top like that. I think that's cute. That dresses that page up. So these are a good idea, Melina. Great, great idea. All right. Let's see. Do I want to put... I might want to put a little label on that one. Let me grab one. Yeah, let's do this one. This is just a little one from our labels. It just says Journey. And we'll just put that right across there. Now you can do lots of other things to these if you want. You can put little butterflies on them, little flowers. This one I don't think I'm going to need anymore because I've got the flower and I've got the lady there. So I think that one's going to be good. We're going to leave that one like it is. Okay, let's just go for another piece. I've got this piece. Now this is probably not something that I would normally use in my journals because it's just not really my colors, but it has the blue in there. So we're going to use that for the back, and we are going to add some blues on top, and we'll use this one in our blue journal. Now I think, let's see, I don't want this one quite as wide as I did that one, so I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. You can always use those scraps for some tiny ones. You can make these as big or as small as you want. So that is the back. Then let's bring in a piece for the front here. And I'm not going to worry about putting them back in the trimmer and cutting them. I'm just going to cut. Be brave and cut. There we go, got that. Then I need another little piece of some other kind of blue. Let's see what I have. And I'm just grabbing from scraps that I have right here. I'm not even getting up and getting anything. Just grabbing from what I have. Okay. Not that one. Doesn't work on that one. So here is a little piece. Let's see if I've got a piece that's a little smaller. Nope, I think this one's going to be it. So let's cut. Now I just cut a piece about like that, and I can cut it a little bit straighter. And then we're just going to fold it. Cut from your open edge over. Unless you want to make a tag that's okay. Alright, that's gonna go like that. Then I do need a little one right here just for a little focal point, a little bit darker blue maybe. Nope, not that one. I keep trying to use that one and it just doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna use a piece of this. This is not one of my favorite papers, but I think in small pieces it'll work fine. We may even go this way. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see which one looks the best. And I'll probably need to cut it off. Yep, I do. So let's cut it right there. Okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind that one at all. So we're going to use that. And I'm going to ink this one in our blue. Sorry about that squeaking my ink pad across there. I did not mean to do that. I know that's irritating. I'm going to ink this one up in blue. And I'm going to go a little bit up on that, just to kind of distress that a little bit and knock some of those colors back. So I have another idea for one. It just popped in my head, so hang around. We may do something really crazy here in a minute. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, so I don't know if it'll work or not, so we'll see. Lots of different ways that you can do these and lots of ways to use them in your journals. Okay. That one there. This one, I think we'll go. And I'm gluing these right at the top. I don't know if I'll need to glue them all the way down. I didn't glue the other ones all the way down, so I don't think I'll need to, but you can glue them all the way down if you want. Now, the main object of this is keep all of your edges staggered. Don't put them together, so keep them all staggered a little bit. That makes it more interesting and makes it look better, in my opinion. All right. Now, I think we'll put a piece of this blue across the top of this one. Okay. That looks like the front. Right. That there. And again, I think I'm going to use some bling on there. But I think on this one, I'll use some silver. I always dress it up with bling. There we go. So that is another one. Let me hold this one up. I have had a request to hold them up to the camera for a little bit. Let everybody see them before I actually put them away. So that's what we're going to do. They were saying I was pulling them up there too quick. Alright, I think I want to put a little label on this one too, but just a little tiny one. I think it may even be a little blue number. See what this one would look like. Just, yeah. And let's see, where do we want this? I think I'll put it right there. And that is that one. Alright, let's try another. Okay, because I've got lots of scraps, so there's no shortage of scraps here. Let's just go with a piece of this. This is actually the outside cover of a paper pad, but it had these little paint bottles or paint tubes on the inside, and I thought it was cute, so I kept it. Like I needed it, I kept it. All right, we got that. Now what? Now we do have some fall journals coming up soon, so we could use some different things for that. I think I'm going to use a piece of book page. This is a pretty thick book page, so I think it'll work fine on here. I'm just going to cut with my scissors and then cut me a little V. And you can make your little V's whatever size you want. They don't have to be a particular size. You can make them short or long. Ooh, I have a piece of vellum here. Let's also use a piece of vellum. That'd be pretty. Get that flower in there. Oh, I like that. You can see the book page behind it. Let's see. I think I want to trim the book page off a little bit, so I'm just going to slide it up like that, and then I'll trim the top of it off. And then let's see, do I want anything else on there? All right, let's try this. Don't know what this will look like, but we're going to try it. I'm going to trim that book page off a little bit. Put it down maybe right there. Bring that one over here. Nope, I want to put that on the back side. There we go. And then this one, put it right there. Let me look at that. I like it, but this is a little bit too long. Unless I brought another banner down. And I could do that. Let me grab another piece of paper of some kind. And I can just bring another banner down the length of that almost. See if that will work. Let me slide it up under here. Yeah, that'll work. So see, you can kind of make them look like they're stacked in different ways. It doesn't matter. Just make it look good to you. Don't try to make it look good for anybody else, just what you want to use. So if you want to use it, if you make one and you like it and you want to use it in your journal, don't worry about what anybody else thinks. It's yours. You know, I don't make mine like Melina. Melina doesn't craft like me, so, and that's fine. She does her own thing. I do my own thing. I love her crafting, but, you know, hopefully she likes mine. I'm a little bit more rugged than she is. She's a little bit more precise. She's very neat. I'm not very neat. I'm pretty messy. So, like we've always said, you do you. I don't know why my paper keeps going that way. It makes me hurt my back trying to bend over that way and grab it. Alright. That one there, but I think I want this one under that, so I'm going to slide it under real quick before that dries. Like that. And then, you know, I'm thinking that one is too wide now. Yeah. Okay, we're going to cut this guy down some. He just seems to be a little bit too wide. Yes, that's better. See, when you start putting them down, you can tell if it doesn't look exactly right. If all the proportions are out, you can tell. Then you can adjust. There we go. That works. Now, I kind of like my little edges curling up like this, but if you don't, you can glue everything down. I don't know. To me, I kind of like it. So we're going to leave it. Let's see. What do we want to put on this one? We'll put that one on there. And you don't have to put trim on the top of them if you don't want to. I've just got a lot of this narrow trim. And I can use it on these things like this. It just kind of ties that top together. Okay. So there's another. And do I want a piece of bling on that one? I might want a piece of black bling on that one. I'm just going to put a small one on here. Let's put it on this side this time. I always go to the left side for some reason. Usually people that are right-handed go the right side, but for me, I always go the left side. I don't know, maybe my brain is left-sided. Who knows? Okay. There, and then, yes, I want a label. What color label do we want? Maybe just a label like that. Yeah, I like that. I think I actually inked this one up for something the other day and didn't use it. So it was ready to go. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Alright, see what else we got. We got lots of scraps. Let's try one with this. This is another scrap. I would not necessarily use this in my journal just as is, but I will use it as a banner cluster. And then I'm just going to cut that because that could make a little narrow cluster there. Right, this is going to be a little bit smaller. That's okay. We'll make this one smaller. Let's use a piece of this music page. I don't like that white edge on it. So let's cut that down, and then, okay, that's going to be the next size up. So, okay, let's cut this down, and we'll go put a piece of this on there. Okay, and then what next? I'm still trying to use this piece, so you know what? It's going to go on here. And I don't know that my music page is going to go now. It will if we cut it off a little. And this can just be a short one. Short one like that. And that's going to be good right there. I'm not going to do anything else to it. Alright, start gluing. And I think, let's see, I had this one over here. It doesn't look too straight. There we go. Okay. So there is that one, but how do we want to finish it? What do we think? Will that look too crazy on there? Yeah, I think it will. Maybe just a piece of lace. Nobody said that it all had to be paper. Let's see, which side's which side? What if we just put that there? That almost looks like another little banner, doesn't it? It's just a scrap piece of lace I had laying right there, so we're just going to use it. I'm going to go ahead and even the top up a little. Then what would we do? What would we do? I don't know that I'll put anything else on there. I think I'll stitch across the top of this one, just back and forth. Do some stitching, and that's all I'll do to that one. So I'll hold that one up so you can see it. I don't think I'm going to put a label or anything on it. I think it's got plenty. Okay, let's come in with this at the back. This scrap piece. And this is going to be hard to fold up without making a crease in it, but we're going to give it a shot. What about a piece of this on top? Ooh, I like that. Let's cut it there, and we can still use that other piece for something. This is just more of the scrapbook paper I've had laying right here on my desk. Oh yeah, I like that one. And then a little piece for over here. Let's go with a piece of this. And, how do I want that? I want those flowers to show, so I think I'm going to put that one in the back. And then I'm just going to put a little short one, a little short tiny one up there at the top. And I think I'm going to let it be a piece of this vellum. That way, I will still be able to see my flowers. Yeah. And I'm not going to worry about this vellum going in the wrong direction. That's okay with me. The writing, that is, going in the wrong direction. Yeah, I don't mind that. Once it's inked up, I think that's going to look good. Okay, let's start gluing. See what we come up with. Alright, I like that there, but I'm going to have to put this one underneath, I think. We could probably put it on the top, but you know what? I don't think it looks bad on top because we still got flowers over here showing, and then this has got flowers on it, so we're going to do it like that. It gets hidden a little bit too much when I put it in the back, so we're going to do it like this. Move it in a little bit. There we go. And then we'll put this piece right there. Yeah, I like that. And then we can bring in a label or a little flower on top of that. What do we think? A little label? Do we have a little flower? Don't think I have a flower that small. Not right here. Let's just use one of these smaller numbers. These are from Tina and Shabby Dabby Doodah. Put that right there. Yeah, that brings out that red in the background. So I like that. And I'm thinking it's calling for a little piece of trim. But I think on this one I'm going to let the trim hang off a little bit at the top. See what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. So the trim's hanging off a little bit at the top. I like that. Let's use this and make one, and I won't use all of this. I'll use a portion of. Let's see how we want to cut it. Then I don't want it quite that big, so we'll trim it down like that. And we still got two good pieces that we can use on another. Whoops. Well, there would be two good pieces if I'd cut straight, wouldn't it? So this is an old scrapbook piece of paper that I've had for a while in my stash. Time to use it. And then I have this scrap piece that I've had in my stash for a while, and I'm thinking that those might go pretty well together. This has actually got some glitter in it, so let's see. Cut it off about right there. Ooh, this one doesn't want to bend where the glitter is anyway. Yeah, I like that. Then what shall we put? Piece of book page? Yeah, why not? It's already cut like I want it, so let's just use it. Then we shall come back on the top with something. Okay, let's come back on the top with this piece. This is a small little piece that I cut off of that one a little while ago, and it has some green in it, and it also has flowers. So I think that's pretty. Alright, I am going to cut this little piece off a little bit because I want it to be a little bit shorter than that other one. I don't want them all to be the same height. And then we'll start gluing down. That. I'm just going to bring that over that. That'll be fine. And you know, one side of this book page is torn and the other side's not. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You can tear all of them if you want. If you want that jagged edge, just tear them all. It doesn't matter. Still gonna look good whatever you do. Alright, that one needs to be shorter, so I'm just gonna run it up and trim that off. Yeah, I don't mind that one. And then we are gonna use a piece of this green on that one. Yep, we're going to. I think it will look good. And I need to find places to use this green up anyway. I've got a ton of it. And I haven't found a good place to use it yet. I don't do a lot of just that color, like lime green. And I think on this one I'm going to let it hang off a little bit too. Maybe. If I haven't already glued it down. That will work. This little piece sticking behind back there. Come back, yeah. There we go. Alright, do we want to put a piece of bling on this? Ooh, I like that. I like that on it. And I may have enough glue already on here to stick that down. Nope, not quite. We're just going to put a little bit of art glitter glue under this one. Art glitter glue will hold these pieces like this. You just have to let them dry a little bit longer. But they will hold it. That's why I just grab Fabri-Tac usually, because you can usually do it pretty quick with Fabri-Tac. Okay, there's that one. Now we could put a little label on that or a little number or something right there. Let's use one of Nancy's labels. These are Nancy's Fancy Beads on Etsy. And even though I don't think she does a lot of beading anymore, she does a lot of digitals. And that's got some green color to it, so I think it'll look good right there. There we go. So there is that one. Okay, let's do one using some of Tim Holtz paper. I'm just going to cut right up through there. And then I don't want it that long, so we'll cut this off and then I'll use that piece for collaging or something else. We've got lots of other things coming up this next week. So which side do I want? I want to use this side. So I've also got to do Rachel's challenge, which is collaging. So lots of things that we can do with that piece. These I'm going to ink as I go, that I don't have to separate them and ink. So I'm going to ink them as I cut. Okay, we've got this piece and it's got a car on it, and I'm going to try not to cut into that car. Put that right there, I think. Yeah. And we need a longer piece behind it, but I just wanted to use this piece that had the car on it. So I've had it laying over here for a while and I haven't really found anything to use it on, so we're going to use it there. And then I need a lighter piece to go behind that. All of my scraps are sliding away from me. Come back. Oh, this would do. This would do. This is a digital. I think it was one of our digitals, as a matter of fact. I think I want it. I'm going to trim it about right there. Maybe a little bit even, more even. I started to say evener. Y'all don't know what that means, do you? Evener. Okay, that's too wide and too long. Too wide and too long. So we will cut that down. And we'll chop it off. Okay, that's better. That's better. So we got a dark, light, dark, and then a little light piece at the top. Okay, let's see about that right there. Nope, not crazy about that. I think I want my little card to show, so I don't think I want to put anything on there, truthfully. I could do just a little tiny piece of this vellum, and it would have that other piece there, but you wouldn't have to. You could still see the car through it. So let's try that. Yeah, that'll work. And this side was just torn, so I'm just going to even it up a little bit and then give it some ink. And you could do this with clear vellum too. It doesn't have to be. This is just some scraps that I had over here in my stash, so that's why I'm using them. And you could also drape some pieces of lace behind this. I might do that on the next one. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on this one. I don't know, I might. It actually looks pretty good up against that brown. So we're going to do the same thing with this lace. I'm going to trim it, and I'm going to ink it. And it's going to go right there. And that piece is going to go there. Yep, that's going to work. Okay, let's put our lace trim down. So don't throw those pieces of lace away. You can use them for things like this. I'm just bringing it down a little bit from the top. I'm going to take this piece over here like that, and then I'll take this one over this way, and then you'll still be able to see a good piece of our lace. Okay. There we go. Alright, and then we can put this little piece up here. Cute, I like that. So there we've got our lace trim in the back. So I like that one. Cute, cute. And I don't think on this one I'll put any lace at the top, but I am going to put a little piece of this bling at the top. But just a small piece, I think. There we go. So there's that one. Cute. I like that. So I said we was going to do one a little bit different, so let's do one a little bit different. Let's do one completely out of lace. Nothing else but lace. And see what we get. I've got some pieces laying here on my desk that I think might work for it. These are some wider laces that one of you guys have sent me. And I'm gonna, let's see, I think I'm gonna use a piece of this blue in there too. What else? What else do I have laying right here? I don't want to get up and go get anything, so I'm just looking. I'm being lazy and looking right here. We may come back in with just a little piece of this. Who knows? This is not real wide. I don't think I can cut it in a banner shape, but we'll see what we can do with it. Alright, we shall use, let's see. We shall use the top of that for the top, and then I'm going to cut this little piece off at an angle. This may end up being a really big mess, but we'll see. I'm going to cut this piece at an angle. This is not going to be too much stacking going on, but I think it'll end up being cute. Now this is ruffled, so what I'm doing is I'm cutting those strings where that ruffle is, and then I'll pull that ruffle off. Or pull the little piece off that makes the ruffle. That way I can straighten it out. Usually if you clip those strings, it's pretty easy. See, there's a little piece that actually makes the ruffle. So now you've got a flat piece there. So I'm going to put that down right there. Alright. Put that right there. And then, where is the little green piece I cut? Anybody know? Or the little blue piece? There it is. Let's see. I'm actually going to come back with a longer piece of this, and I want to put it behind back there. Like that. And then bring that one in, and then this one here. And I'm going to cut this off a little bit better. That one there, like that. And you could also mix paper and this together. Okay. Now let me think. Do I want to put just a piece of paper in the background to put this on. Why not? That way it'll be a little bit more sturdy. And let's see, am I gonna, yeah, let's just go ahead and cut the paper at an angle too. Just a little bit. I'm not gonna cut very much of an angle in it. Just a tiny, tiny bit. And then we're gonna ink this in blue. This will go in my blue journal. So that is there. I'm gonna cut this blue off a little bit. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Hey, I'll use it. I think it's not a problem with me. And also, I will probably stitch on this just so that everything is held together well at the top. This is a little bit harder to do than your average, but it'll work. Okay, we don't want that even, so let's go in like this. It's sticking to my hands is what it's doing. And then this piece, we're going to go on top and over this way. Okay, now I'm going to cut this little bit at the top off. Just where I adjusted the size of everything. And we're going to ink it. I like that. I don't mind that at all. Now on these, after I stitch, I won't have to worry about them coming apart because I'll stitch across the top. But right now, I'll have to be pretty easy with them because they would come apart because I only glued them at the top. But after I stitch it, I won't have to worry about that part. I like that. Okay, that is another, and that's a good one for our blue journal. Okay, I had someone that sent me a big pile of these butterflies. So I am going to make a blue one. Of course, we got to use our blue so that we can have things for our blue journal. And I'm going to use one of those big butterflies on the top because our blue journal is going to have butterflies, blue butterflies all through it. So I think I'll use that for the background. Come back in with a piece of this. Let's see if do I have a piece of this that's already cut? No, I don't. And this will have to be cut off. So okay, that there, and then we use a little butterfly piece. Have it a little bit longer maybe. Whoops. Really need to try to cut straight. Alright, let's see. I want one more little piece on there of some kind. Okay, I'm going to use the back side of this, I think, and just come back with a little small piece of that. Not anything big. I don't want a lot of the other colors in there, but I don't mind the brown and the blue. Yep, I think that's going to work. Okay, again, we're going to ink with blue. So I think 2 of these is all I'll put in my butterfly journal, or my blue journal. Blue butterfly journal, let's call it that. I think it's going to be blue butterfly and birds because I've got some blue birds that I want to use in it too. All right, let's start gluing down. There we go. Nope, I like that over there. There we go. Tie that in. Oh, I need another little one right here of some kind. What shall we use? Yes, let's do that. That looks good. All right. Then, let's see. This may not look good on there after I've got it all put together. We'll see. If not, I have a smaller one that I can use. Well, it covers up all of the banners, so I'm not sure. What do you think? Covers up too many banners, doesn't it? It's too big. Yep, we're going to use a small one then. I think I may run that piece across the top. That's one of Tim Holt's. That's from his wallpaper edition. Or wallpaper. So, I think we'll use one of these small butterflies on here. And then maybe a little banner. See if I have anything else in here that... And then maybe a little label. Let's see. What about that label? Yeah, let's tuck that label underneath. I was trying to see if I had a stamp that was a blue stamp in here. I haven't put these stamps up. These are some that I've just got off of mail packages. Okay, I think that's going to be enough. We're going to ink this so that it blends better with our blue. And you want it where it kind of ties everything together, so that works. Trim that off. Okay. Now I think we'll put that little butterfly right there, and then I'm going to put this piece down below. This will kind of fill in that gap right there that we've got. That works. And then let's glue our little butterfly down. And we could put a little piece of bling in the center of him if I have a piece that's the color that I need. Alright, looks like I do have a piece that's the color that I need. I don't even think these are cut open yet. So let's go with this little blue one right here. And I've got enough of that glue squirting up through the middle of that should work. Oh, I like this one. I really like that one. So that is that one. Cute. I got this little banner a little crooked, but who cares? Alright, let's see all the ones that we have made. Let me wipe some of this off here. There's that one. There's the one with the lace. And I am going to stitch across the top, so that's why I'm not putting anything on the top of that one. There's that one. That one. That one. This one. Wow, I didn't realize we got this many made. Oh my goodness. So look at all the scraps that we used and made some pretty stuff. Cool. That is neat. I like that. So there you go. Alright, that is it for today's video. And this again is MS Scrap Busters Challenge. And I will link Melina's channel and all of that below and put the hashtag up. So go over and check her channel out. Make sure you participate in this. It's a lot of fun, and she shows you different ways to use up your scraps. So that is what we're all looking for, right? All right, well, we'll talk to you guys later. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.